Last week in the English class, we were learning about verbal phrases. In the English class, we just not learn about verbs, adjectives, or pronouns. We learn about stuff that we can use in our daily life. In this case, verbal phrases. But what is a verbal phrase? Our parents gonna tell us.
A verbal phrase or a verb phrase is a verb put together with an adverb or a preposition and changes the actual meaning of the verb. Here we got some examples.
Okay, first we're gonna learn about get up. The definition of get up is to stand or put on your feet. We got like examples. Marco is late because he didn't get up. In here we see the definition of get up like when sleeping. And then we got please get up from the floor. That way is an example to stand. And this verbal phrase is very common. We use it like all daily life. And the next one we got is cut it out. Cut it out is to stop. A synonym for cut it out is to drop it. You can use this expression when someone is making you annoying. Then the examples we got cut it out, or I will have to punish you. And then we got to come on man, cut it out. The other examples that we got at this time is to go ahead. The reason to go ahead is to proceed. Like the example we got is to go ahead with exposition and go ahead and buy new clothes. The other one we got is to color. The definition to color is to cancel. Or when you made up your mind and you say that you're not going to do that again. The example for call off is they call off the after party and my mom call off the dinner.
Continuing on, I got more examples of verbal phrases. Like the first one, grow apart is to become distant, to be a part of someone but is sentimental and not physical. And the examples, Jeff's mom grew apart from Jeff's in the accident in that one Jeff died. The next one is bring up. Bring up is to say something or to remind something that is very hard to remind. The examples that I got is, why did you bring up my secret? And the other one, I can believe she bring up your secret. The next one is drop off. Drop off is to leave something or someone in his or her house. And the examples, when we finish, I will drop you off, don't worry. The next one is, when we finish, can you drop my sister at her musical school? The next one and the last one, get used to. Get used to is to accustomed to do something or to make it often. My neighbor got used to eat pizza all days. The next one is, my best friend Eileen got to hug me all mornings. Here I got some pictures so you can be clear on what I was explaining. Thank you. Some verbal phrases that are chicken out to lose one's courage. So we have some examples like my brother chicken out in the Paris Tower, or Selena chicken out because of the spider. The second is pick up, to recognize someone or something of the group, or to pick something that you want. Some examples are, Eva decided to pick up George for her team. Second example, Prince Mark picked out a suitor to be his princess. The second is sell out, to sell everything in some of your stores or something. Some of the examples is Steven's shop sell out all products. The second example is Catherine's arcade coins were sold out. The fourth verbal phrases is settle down, to become respectful. Teresa finally decided to settle down. Keisha is scared to finally settle down because she wants to play. So these are some verbal phrases. Thank you.
Now we have another examples of verbal phrases. Here we have get up. The definition of get up is to get out of bed, rise to your feet. We have now some examples. Milagros get up late this morning. The second example is, my mom get up from her seat in the conference. This example of get up is to like extend of a place or to get up from a bed when in the morning. And the second verbal phrase is get used to. The definition of get used to is becoming accustomed to. Now we have some examples. I am getting used to forgetting the same, and that is boring. The second example is, she get used to because she was wearing the same. That is like to do something often or a lot of times. And get back at is to take revenge of someone. And the examples are, my mom told me that to get back at someone is to act as a bad person. The second example is, my friend get back at me because I say the truth that he thinks ugly. The last verbal phrase is give in. It's like surrender or permit. My brother was asking me for mechanics and finally I gave in to took them all. The second example is, my parents gave in my puppy to sleep inside my house. Thank you.
Before we finish, I would like to clear you what those verbal phrase means. Verbal phrase open up a whole new world of possibilities for speaking English. They are phrases that give verbs completely different meanings. They are also used incredibly often in everyday conversation, which makes them important to know. An example of get back at verbal phrases is get back at, take revenge on someone. An example, I'm going to get back at Paola because what she did. She will get back at her best friend. These two examples mean that she's going to take revenge to one person. Do over. And chance of doing something for a second time is to repeat or do something again. Example, I need to do over my homework. 2. She needs to do over her work. These two examples means that she needs to repeat something or repeat something that she did wrong. Another one, hang out, to spend time in a place or with someone. Example, I would like to hang out with my friends tomorrow. 2. She hung out with her friends yesterday. Fall apart, to break up or disintegrate. This verbal phrase is physically and sentimental too. An example of physically is the building was falling apart. It's like the building was going down. An example of sentimental, first she was in love, now she's falling apart. Another one, she was falling apart because of the problem. She was breaking up or disintegrate or feeling bad.
Okay, as you could see, my students and I were trying to do something out of the context, something that is not really in the books, but it's something that is very useful. We all know that language is something that happens every day. Language is something active, something that is in motion and something that keeps developing and evolving. We cannot just try to continue doing language only from a book. So I thought, why not teach my students verbal phrases, which is something that they will use in their everyday lives, and things that they will actually make use of. So we started doing these verbal phrases, as you heard from my students last week, and they were all given 4 different verbal phrases to work on. They work on their display boards, and they also study their meaning and their definition and examples. These are things that make my students sound more natural when speaking English, and that provides them with synonyms in order not to keep or to sound repeatedly when speaking the language. These are the kinds of activities as a teacher I like to promote, because it develops and helps my students grow more creative, work more as a team, and it really shows me that my students are learning a meaningful language, not just language from the book. Because the language class is not only about, like Juan Pablo said, prepositions, adverbs, or adjectives. The language class goes beyond that. It goes beyond our classroom. Language is happening every day. We have so many different kinds of Englishes, and that we need to make sure that our students speak English properly. Thank you very much.